NBA insider and sports writer for The Ringer, Bryan credits LeBron James for being a mastermind, being able to manipulate the media. But LeBron James getting credit for being able to manipulate the media is the equivalent of y'all praising me for getting hired for a guaranteed job when my uncle is the hiring manager. And I have to go through nearly as much as everybody else did during the hiring process. Then I got a nerve to be bragging about it. Like I had to really go through the struggle. Like I ain't know myself that my uncle was gonna get me the job, okay? But even Jalen Rose has credited LeBron James for being a master media manipulator. But LeBron James knows the media isn't going to ask any tough questions. His handlers that control his career, they remove the reporters who are going to ask the very tough questions. Or it's already scripted, so those type of people that's going to ask the tough questions aren't going to be there in the first place. Hell, the powers that be probably write down the questions that they want the reporters to ask. Yeah, Dave McMenamin, I already know what you're going to ask. Why didn't we prevent the other team from, scoring 100 points so, the fans could get free tacos? Yeah, LeBron, you purposely moved out the way and allowed the player to score. Yeah, truthfully, Dave, I don't give a about my fans or them tacos, especially if it's not supporting the LeBron James Taco Tuesday movement. And nothing in life is free, Dave, You don't see Taco Bell giving out free tacos. Why should I? But like Skip Bayless stated, LeBron James is the most protected athlete within the league and the media. He's coddled. The media is always going to give LeBron James positive coverage, which essentially translates over to public opinion. So that's not manipulation. LeBron James and the media is working together and working against the public. The people, if anything, are being manipulated because they believe that LeBron James is anything more than an actor when he's just acting out a script. LeBron James is said to have 3 media wives. Sound to me like LeBron James has 3 media husbands. But in an article written by Bryan Curtis, he explains why LeBron James has 3 media husbands and more. This article was written June 20th, 2018. Brought to you by The Ringer. The headline reads, How LeBron James Mastered the Media. The best player in the world also happens to be the best quote in the league. After his villainous turn in Miami, LeBron transformed into a media darling with a smart, subtle, and always available approach. Just ask the reporters covering him. But here's where Bryan Curtis speaks about LeBron James' 3 media wives. He says, quote, Where are my 3 wives? James shouted across the locker room after a game this spring. That's his nickname for the Athletic's Jason Lloyd, Cleveland.com's Joe Vardon, and ESPN's Dave McMenamin. The reporters who are around him the most, calling them wives, is an acknowledgement of both an intimate relationship of journalistic polygamy. James may favor one beat writer one day and another the next. The nickname is one of, at least, semi-endearment. Vardon told me it could be worse. When McMenamin and Chris Haynes covered the Cavs beat for ESPN, James called them salt and pepper. Hold up, so you think being called salt and pepper is worse than a man calling another man one of his wives? What a weirdo. And the irony is, there's actually a rap group named Salt and Pepper with a hit song titled Push It. Lord Jesus, the type of fruity activity that's going on in that Lakers locker room is sus. The glazing is crazy. The glazing is crazy. So supposedly LeBron James favored these media pundits, and James has 3 husbands. Now it all makes sense why Brian Windhorst said this to Rachel Nichols.
Follow the Cavs.
The Cavs, yeah.
And LeBron doesn't follow me, which is just wrong. But he still follows Rachel.
Are you hurt about that, Brian?
No, I don't care.
Okay.
I'm
A little weepy. All right.
He's sliding into Rachel's DMs. He's sliding into Rachel's DMs.
That is not true and not something you should say on television. Can you take that back, please?
I take it back.
Thank you. This is because Brian doesn't exactly know what that phrase means, right? Am I correct in that?
I guess I don't.
No. Thank you.
Based on your reaction, I would say that I don't.
Allowing another man to call you one of his wives is insane. Like, it just rubs me the wrong way. I mean, I bet they probably his real wives low key. They probably have a, poly relationship in real life. But it's definitely something freaky going on to call these 3 grown men your wives. I don't care if you playing or not. We don't play like that. As if they're sleeping with LeBron to get the big stories. I wonder how Savannah feels about hearing this. Or, his relationship with Savannah could be a cover-up. Allegedly. Who knows? Savannah could really be dating Young and May. And what's crazy is, LeBron James is so Mr. Pro-Black activist with air quotes, Malcolm James X, yet his 3 media wives are 3 non-black journalists. And it really goes to show you how LeBron and the media are really working hand in hand, because we didn't even know that LeBron James had 3 media wives. I mean, LeBron, how come you did not introduce us to your lovely 3 wives? But anyway, 99% of the media coverage for LeBron James is positive, and probably 60 to 70% of coverage for Kobe Bryant was negative. What also comes along with being protected by the media is media bias, favoritism. LeBron James could break any record in the history books. The first player in RBA history to run up the court in 10 plus seconds while averaging 27 points per game while wearing mismatched socks. And then you'll have ESPN and all the sports blogs posted all over social media. But when LeBron James get the most turnovers in RBA history, now it doesn't get reported. LeBron James could literally skip media questions every single day and not be fined, and the media won't have a problem with it. But let Kobe or any other current player today try to skip out on speaking with the media. They'll call them selfish, no accountability, they'll get fined, so on and so forth. Probably even get suspended. But the media makes LeBron James fans biased. So let's reverse the roles and look at everything through the lens of LeBron James' career. If he swapped careers with Kobe Bryant, everything would be amplified. So although Nick Van Exel and Eddie Jones were, a formidable team before Shaq and Kobe showed up, although Shaq was already a big star in Orlando coming to Los Angeles, so by default, it was Shaq's team. The Lakers was Shaq's team by default. But instead of Kobe Bryant getting drafted to the Lakers, let's just say LeBron James was drafted by the Charlotte Hornets and then traded to the Los Angeles Lakers. It would automatically be LeBron's team. You know how Kobe had to come off the bench? No, it would be LeBron James' team because he was selected by the RBA to be the chosen one, right? The 3 NBA championships Kobe and Shaq won, if LeBron James replaced Kobe, you know what they'd say? They'd say LeBron carries Shaq. Although Shaq averaged more points, they'd say LeBron carries Shaq. They would have blamed Shaq for the beef that they had, and they would have blamed Shaq for Shaq leaving and departing and joining the Miami Heat with Dwayne Wade. And they would have said the reason Shaq wanted to leave is because Shaq wanted to prove that he could lead a team on his own. He needed Dwayne Wade to carry him, so on and so forth. But Shaq would have got all the blame. People's biggest gripe against Kobe is that Kobe had Shaq. A strike against Kobe and his legacy and being on the top 5 list is that they say Kobe had Shaq. However, LeBron had Dwayne Wade, he had Chris Bosh, then Kyrie Irving, Kevin Love, then Anthony Davis. Could you imagine if Kobe Bryant pulled the decision? Could you imagine if Kobe would have sat down with Jim Gray and left Cleveland like LeBron did? So let's say Kobe Bryant played for his hometown, Philadelphia, right? He played for the 76ers and then he did a decision and then he left and joined the Miami Heat. They would literally call him a quitter. If LeBron modeled his game after Jordan like Kobe did, copy every move down to a T, they'd say that's how it's supposed to be. The student is supposed to learn from the teacher. Have you ever heard of Daniel-san and Mr. Miyagi? And then they'd say, well, LeBron James, he learned from Michael Jordan, but now he's better than Michael Jordan. Could you imagine if LeBron James defeated the first Celtics super team without another top 75 player? Boy, I tell you, just imagine if he defeated the Magic like Kobe did. They'll literally make it seem like LeBron James can cure cancer. He's that good. He can do everything. They'll give LeBron James all the praise. Pau Gasol wouldn't even make it to the Hall of Fame or have his jersey retired and put into the rafters just to help LeBron James' GOAT case. The Colorado case would have never existed. And even if it did, they'd just say, well, he's human. LeBron James is human. We all make mistakes. That's what they would say. LeBron would have been allowed to score 100 points in a game to break Wilt Chamberlain's record instead of Kobe. Because why? Because Kobe wasn't handpicked by the league to be the chosen one. So when John Sally stated Phil Jackson told him he wouldn't allow Kobe to surpass Wilt for 100 points in the game because some records gotta stand, it was just reverse psychology. It was just to let us know that LeBron James was able to surpass Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, the all-time scorer more list because he was the chosen one and Kobe is not. So if LeBron was to go for the 100-point game, he would be able to break the record. Why? Because he's the chosen one, ladies and gentlemen. How many times do I have to repeat it? The Matt Barnes inbound, no flinch. They would have said LeBron he's cold as ice. He's a full-time gangster and a part-time basketball player, okay? He didn't flinch. Shooting free throws on a torn Achilles? Man, they say LeBron James is tough as nails. Hall of Fame mode difficult, okay, people? But Kobe Bryant averaged, like 25 points per game? But if Kobe would have padded his stats like LeBron, they would have labeled Kobe as selfish. But even if we bring it to today's time, like Kevin Durant joining the Golden State Warriors, like the Bronsexuals still hasn't gotten past Kevin Durant joining the Warriors. Even if KD were to win a championship with Phoenix today, they'll still criticize him for joining Golden State. Not once did Stephen A. Smith or nobody in the media say that LeBron James pulled the weakest move in RBA history by joining the Miami Heat. And if LeBron James would have joined the Celtics the following year, like Kevin Durant joined the Golden State Warriors, you know what they would have said? They would have said, well, I mean, if you can't beat them, then join them, right? But they never bring up how OKC favored Westbrook over Kevin Durant when he was playing for OKC. But when Kevin Durant wanted Russell Westbrook traded because he was clearly the problem, it was a problem. But when LeBron James wanted Russell Westbrook traded, they had no issues with it. They blamed Russ. It was okay to blame Russ. But also what they never mentioned is that the Celtics were getting old. So eventually LeBron James would have gotten out of the East. But he left a team that was doing good to join the Heat. But I really can't stand media bias. If any current players were to do what LeBron James is doing, the media would make the fans absolutely hate them.